Hello, and thank you for stopping by. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when new videos arrive. I am doing this video extremely early. It is 3:40 in the morning. I could not sleep. When I got up, I was looking at the news and I came across something that really shook me. Now, I've never been a huge fan of Tucker Carlson. I watch him, I listen to him, I see some of the stuff he's done, and I do it because Tucker Carlson entertains me and I like the way he sounds on video. I mean, he makes a great video, but I don't really listen to him. I don't really care too much for the things that he talks about, but the other day he had done an interview with Donald Trump's lawyer, his head lawyer. And it was that woman, and I can't think of her name. Oh, Sidney Powell. He did an interview with Sidney Powell. And after the interview was done, he had contacted her to send him evidence that she had voter fraud. Because during his interview with her, she talked about voter fraud here, voter fraud there, everywhere voter fraud. Donald Trump saw voter fraud. So, as a good reporter, Tucker Carlson decided to ask her, please show me the evidence that you have of the voter fraud so I can post it. Well, she got angry at him and would not show it to him. Now, normally Tucker Carlson just agrees with every single thing that they tell him because he is a Republican, I suppose. And he is a Donald Trump follower, I suppose. From what I gather, that is true. And he reports on just about everything that shows favoritism toward Donald Trump. And he talks down about the Democrats and the Republicans. And he does all of these things. And so he asked for evidence. Now, I had written Tucker Carlson a tweet and I had said, look, you are a news reporter. You do segments on the news. Any good news reporter would not just accept what somebody has said without them showing any evidence that it happened. That's like saying that Donald Trump went to the moon. Yes, he did. He told me he went to the moon. And you just automatically assuming, yes, well, the person said it, so it has to be true, without asking for any evidence. So I'm going to read you a little piece of this. It says here, Tucker Carlson gives update after segment on Sidney Powell, voter fraud draws backlash. On Tuesday night, Carlson delivered a monologue in which he discussed President Donald Trump's attorneys Sidney Powell and her claims that rigged voting software switched millions of votes from Trump to Joe Biden in the 2020 elections. According to Carlson, Powell refused to send him evidence supporting her claims despite multiple requests from Tucker Carlson tonight. When they kept pressing, she got angry and told us to stop contacting her, Carlson said in a Thursday segment. When we checked with others around the Trump campaign, people in positions of authority, they told us Powell has never given them any evidence either, nor did she provide any today at the press conference. See, you can't just say you got evidence. Now, one of two things. Now, I'm going to say this just to clarify, one of two things. Either she has evidence and she's afraid to display her evidence because she's taking this to court and she doesn't want people to know what she has so they can delete the evidence, or she doesn't really have any evidence at all and she's just saying she does, hoping that they find some. Now, if she does have evidence and she is afraid to talk about it because of the court cases that are coming up, then she should have just said that. She should have said, Carlson, I would love to send you the evidence, but we have an ongoing court case that's been started and I am not at liberty to show you evidence. I'm sure Tucker Carlson would have been totally fine with that. I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would have said, oh, okay, well, that makes perfectly good sense. Because even though I don't care for Tucker Carlson, he does seem like a man that has his head screwed on straight. Although I don't agree with everything he talks about or people he supports on his show, I do think that deep down Tucker Carlson is a real news reporter. And he reports the news the best way he can from the sources he gets about things that he believes in. Yes, I do believe that. So, Tucker Carlson, I'm going to tell you right now, my hat is off to you, sir. Up until today, I had very little respect for you as a reporter, but today, I have gained more respect for you than I have anybody else within the reporting world. So, back to this. Earlier this month, a national coalition announced there is no evidence that any voter software deleted or changed votes in the election, per saying through USA Today's fact checking and all that. Now, when you fact check, especially if it's like CNN or MSNBC, you're usually going to look towards sources that kind of solidify your personal viewpoints. Well, if you're real news and you have a certain viewpoint, you're not really allowed to tell that viewpoint. You're not supposed to slant the news the way you see it. You're supposed to slant the news the way it is, straight on, head on, straight through the news. That's what a reporter is supposed to do, like Walter Cronkite and various other news people like that. Now, from what I gather, he told the news the way it was, not how he saw it. Now, if it was his opinion, he would tell you, this is how I feel, but instead, he would just do the news straight down the nose, like the way I bowl. I don't do a curve. I don't do a fancy swing. When I bowl straight down the center as hard as I can. I hit that lead pin, and 9 times out of 10, I get a strike every time. That's why people will not bowl with me anymore. Now, there is no evidence that any voting system deleted or lost votes, changed votes, or was in any way compromised, the coalition concluded. Carlson's comments drew backlash from Trump supporters online who argued Powell is saving her evidence for court rather than revealing it to the media first. Now, I just said that. It is very possible that she could have done that. I'm not going to say she doesn't have evidence, but the way she interacted with Powell, the way Powell interacted with Tucker Carlson after all this leads me to believe that she really doesn't have evidence and she's afraid to show it. Now, if she says on the news that I have evidence but I can't show it because of the court cases, then when court comes, if she doesn't have any evidence, she's just up the creek without a paddle. And it's been said so on the news. But if she doesn't have evidence, then she shouldn't be saying she does. Tucker Carlson tweeted an update on our reporting on Sidney Powell's voter fraud investigation, and it says watch, and it's a video connected to that. An update on our reporting on Sidney Powell's voter fraud investigation, watch. In the clip, Carlson says that Powell's refusal to provide evidence does not mean her claims are false. It doesn't, but it is suspect. It does not mean it didn't happen, he said. It might have happened. It means they haven't seen any evidence that it happened, and by they, we are including our members of Donald Trump's own legal team. The legal team has not even shown evidence. You can say, oh, I found ballots over here and ballots over there and everywhere a ballot. Oh, ballot, old McBallot had a farm. You can do that till the cows come home. But if you have not got any evidence that there's ballots, you're just a guy crying wolf. Carlson added that he did not dismiss Powell's claims, as has always respected her work. We simply wanted to see the details, he said. How could you not want to see them? So we invited Sidney Powell on the show. We would have given her the whole hour. We would have given her the entire week, actually, and listened quietly the whole time at ramped attention. That's a big story. Powell, however, declined to provide evidence, Carlson said. Though the host said he agrees with the lawyer that electronic voting is dangerous, Powell never demonstrated that a single actual vote was moved illegally or illegitimately by software from one candidate to another, he added. We're telling you this because it's true, and in the end, that's all that matters, the truth, Carlson continued. And he is looking for the truth, and I can see that now. Regardless of how I personally feel about Tucker Carlson and most of his reporting. And he does come down on people very strongly, and he does, sorry about that, my eye was itching. He does come down on people very strongly, and he does not show evidence to the contrary. Both Carlson's Thursday monologue and Friday's follow-up drew conservative criticism on Twitter. I don't know a single lawyer that would have handed over their evidence to a news outlet. Sidney's reputation is impeccable. Tucker, betrayal of views and his profession, done with him. Now, people are going to say that because you don't have to show them evidence for it to be true. You just have to say it's true for most people to accept it as truth. Yeah, I walked on the water the other day. Oh, really? Yes, I did. It was exhilarating. Oh, cool. And the person could have just been making that up. I only know of one person that's walked on water. And I have to take that on faith because it's Scripture. And Scripture says that. And being religious and being a Christian as I am, I believe that it happened, but I'm not bringing religion into this. So, having said that, I'm going to say again, Tucker, my hat is off to you, sir. Thank you for reporting on that, and thank you for the follow-up. That goes to show you that you can't always believe every single thing you read. That doesn't necessarily mean that what's being said is wrong or false, just that there's no evidence to support it. I'm going to let you go on that note. If you have anything to say about this or you have anything that you want to comment on, please put it in the comments below. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button over here. Remember, I have turned off the like and dislike button because I have had several people that have disliked my video, not because of my content or because of the video itself. They have done that just out of spite because they know me, and they're angry that I will not be their friend anymore. I have outgrown them, and in my life, I have decided that I was not going to take any crap off of anybody anymore. I was not going to be a doormat that they can wipe their feet on and treat like garbage. So I disfriended them, as they say on Facebook. I unfriended them. And they're angry. So now every video I do, they have become a subscriber so they can purposely delete or downplay my video. If you don't like my video, please hit in the comments, just say dislike. If you liked them, hit like. You don't have to explain yourself. You just have to do that if you want. But you can't do it visibly upstairs. I'm going to let you go on that note. Remember, make tomorrow better than yesterday by doing the very best you can today. Have a good day, America, and all points beyond.